surah to ourselves for once. Okay, so this is going to be the first program of its kind, inshallah. So what we want to do is we want to bring the most relevant topics to us as working women. That has to do with, of course, our religion, because we do have PLWN. You guys follow PLWN as well, right? So this is going to be slightly different. And we hope to bring experienced speakers like Miss Lina to be with us. And we chose Friday, of course, so that we can have the whole surah for ourselves. But inshallah, this is not going to be the only venue. So mungkin lepas ni we'll have venues like the Gallery Petronas or any other, or Petro Science, for example. So we have a little bit of a difference, yeah? Okay. So I know everybody knows Miss Nina. Kan, so I thought I introduce actually. But maybe a little bit about her. Do you guys know her real name? Yes. No, she's Shazrina Azman. Shazrina Azman. And she used to be in hip hop and the thing. Yeah, it's okay, right? Yes. So she was on stage with American rappers, like Jay Park and Florida. So you'll get the thing before. Yeah, but then in 2013, you went for your Hajj, and things began to change, right? Also, Miss Nina has a fashion brand. You guys know, Sauda, right? Yeah, and you now are with Dots TV. Yeah, I love your shows. I started following you when you did the Nu'man Ali Khan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that was an arcade show. Yeah. So you're also active with the humanitarian movements. You do One Moment for Them, feeding the needy into Taqwa Malaysia. Right? So a lot of things. So you guys follow her on Facebook, right? And on Insta. Oh, okay. On Insta. Oops, I'm kind of old school. I'm still with
Facebook is very relevant. Everyone uses Facebook.
Yeah? But I think the younger ones, they like Insta. I don't know, younger ones. I just gave away my age here. I'm sorry. So you've been doing a lot of things. What is one project that you're currently doing, and maybe something that you are about to do in the future that you're really excited about?
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. MashaAllah. Okay, so Alhamdulillah, it's nice to see so many sisters here, MashaAllah. And to get the surah here, I think is pretty awesome. Yeah. Because usually, you're right, we're upstairs. So it's lovely to see this, from a different angle. So current things that I'm doing right now, in fact, in Ramadan, we're going to be organizing Dots TV, a Ramadan event. It's called Pasas Loka, something like that, Ramadan Pasas Loka. So you can check us out on Dots TV Instagram. It's going to be a 2-day event. And during the event, we're going to have a few talks by some local brothers and sisters. We have Sheikh Yahya who's coming. He's going to be giving a tazkirah, inshallah. We're going to have Tarawih as well, and also some shops here and there, Islamic booths to sell some things as well. So that's going to be during Ramadan, inshallah.
Where is that?
If I'm not mistaken, it's somewhere in PJ. So if you want to get the information, inshallah, you can go to Dops TV on Instagram, yeah? DOPS TV. Is your mic working? Because my mic seems really loud.
Yeah, I think we purposely did that. It's not so much important to hear me, but it's very important to hear you, okay?
Okay, so maybe I won't speak so close to the mic. Another thing that I'm doing right now, I'm supporting a new campaign. It's by Cinta Syria Malaysia. And this is actually the second Ramadan campaign that I've been supporting with them. Inshallah, they'll be going to 3 countries this year, which is Turkey, Lebanon, no, it's just 2 countries, Turkey and Lebanon, and it's mainly to help the Syrian refugees, orphans, single mothers, the poor and the needy, even the poor and needy locals that are living there. So the campaign is actually running right now. It is, inshallah, it's going to be feeding them during iftar. So there's a lot of good things happening. So please do support this campaign, inshallah. You can follow Cinta Syria Malaysia on their IG and Instagram, the IG and Facebook, and also my personal IG and Facebook, and also my husband's as well, because he's a big supporter of Cinta Syria Malaysia. And quite a number of things actually I support, because coming up to Ramadan, there's a lot of projects going on, a lot of charity projects. So if you're interested in any of them, you can just, I'm posting every few days, so inshallah you can get the information there.
Because we're ramping up for Ramadan as well, right? I think the surah has got a lot of programs running as well to get us ready for Ramadan. It's always nice to really get into Ramadan early, right? Because you kind of have to get into the practices.
Get into the frame of mind, which Ramadan's coming out. Like how many of us have made back to the last year's Ramadan that we've missed, Yeah, so if you haven't made them up yet, inshallah, we have another month to go, can I think?
Yeah, actually almost to the day, another month, right?
Another month, inshallah. So we still have time. Yeah, don't wait till last minute like me.
I think ada yang last minute juga macam kawan-kawan I. Okay, actually that's kind of really interesting to begin talking about the topic of today, which is making better decisions every day. Because a lot of times, when you see a transformation, like Ramadan is coming, and so everybody kind of waits till Ramadan and then you begin. But really, you've gone through a transformation, and many people seem to think that it's an overnight thing.
Right.
Today I see you like this, then tomorrow you're
like that.
Yeah. Completely different. But it really isn't like that. I mean, it's not an overnight thing, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So what was it like for you?
Yeah, I think, I'm sure everyone here has gone through a process of hijrah, and probably is still going through a process of hijrah, which is, transformation, moving from good to better, or from bad to good, or, whichever way. But of course it's going towards the good. But yeah, you're right. A lot of people ask me, Nina, what happened? Was it just overnight? Did you just see something and ta-da, you just changed, right? Like, yeah, I had a dream, or was it something? But in fact, I think, the topic of hijrah for me is more about becoming a better human being first, because the point is, when I was younger, I didn't really practice Islam as I should. Growing up, I did go for class mengaji and all that, but I was very rebellious. When you're 8 or 9 years old, you just come back from school, and it's almost Isha, and you just want to sleep, and then you have to mengaji. You feel like, okay, why am I doing this? When you're young, and why am I praying? Why do I have to do this? And so I just did it because my parents told me to. It wasn't because I understood the objective or what Islam really is about. Okay, so I think on my part it's because I was very rebellious, and a lot of the times when I was young, I was very much exposed to music and entertainment and TV. And those days in the 80s, it was of course box TVs. I think nowadays you can see everything from your phone, right? So the influence was there, very much so. So from a very young age, I wasn't practicing Muslim for a long time. I was very much into entertainment. So when I was a young child, I wanted to become an artist. I wanted to become somebody famous who was on stage. And that pretty much ruled my life. That was my goal in life. So, and then in my 20s, I was, in my teens and in my 20s, I lived that YOLO life where it was just, you only live once, let's have fun, let's not think about tomorrow, I'm never gonna die, and I'm gonna be young forever, so yeah, let's have fun. That was me. Didn't think of consequences. I was definitely living, Islam was not a religion, but music was my religion. And I partied, and I did all these things which, Muslim girls shouldn't be doing. Many, many years, bad relationships, negative friends, you know, things like when you get addicted to things, it becomes harmful to your body, you know, things like that, yeah? So I'm not going to get into the details, but it was a lot of years of just self-destruction, basically, yeah? So Hijrah, to me, again, is about becoming a better person. So for me, it wasn't yet about Islam. For me, even though I did pray, I didn't fast, I didn't do all these things, right, at a certain period of my life, it was becoming a better person, which meant I had to let go of the bad traits that I had to let go of the bad relations that I had, and you know, and that for me was the beginning of the transformation.
What was that trigger though, you know? I mean, you were in that life, and it's a fast life. I can so relate, because I was there once as well.
Mm-hmm.
But what was that thing that says, hey, you know what? It's not working out for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after a while, when we're living that fast life, and we get addicted to dunya and things where really you're just kind of just going around in circles again and again, and when you come to a very low point in your life, and you think to yourself, is this it, right? But still, something in your nature, because when we become addicted to things, we just keep doing the same thing again and again and again, even though it's bad for us. But what really knocked my senses was something that was a tragedy in my life. It was when my brother passed away in 2007. I was 27 years old. Although I wasn't as bad as I was in my early 20s, okay, the Hijrah started before then, but that was when it really knocked senses into me. Because then I realized, you know what, Ina, you cannot be living your life like this anymore. You cannot be taking your life for granted anymore, because death is real. And why am I wasting my life doing things that could cause me all this harm? Why am I surrounded by people that can cause me harm? Why am I so blind? Right? So, for me, I feel like that tragedy was indeed a blessing for me and my family, because not only did it bring us closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it actually brought us closer to each other. And it gave us an opportunity to really, get to know Islam as well. I mean, for me personally as well, because I started asking the important questions. Because when we're young, we're like, yeah, I'm young, I'm not gonna die, I'm fine. Apalah, pakai tudungan ng 40, it's okay, Let me just live my life, right? But when that happened, I was like, okay, death is real. This is no joke, And then I started asking, where did he go? Where is my brother now? What's happening to him in the grave? What's going on? Where is he? So I asked questions, and I started asking myself, what is my purpose in life? Why am I here? So those are really important questions that, as when we're young, we don't really ask ourselves, because we think we know, but we don't know. We really don't know. We think we know, but really, at the end of the day, it was all dunya. It was all just dunya and popularity and just a lot of the things that just don't give any benefit for akhirat. So that was a huge trigger. It definitely helped me in the sense that, yes, I started praying again. I started to make dua, like proper dua. I started, my family and I went for Umrah together, alhamdulillah. But it still wasn't that turning point where, yes, I started praying 5 times a day. I started, wearing the hijab. That wasn't the turning point. Not yet.
It's, a lot of times we go through really bad experiences in life, and those are the ones that are really shifts people, right? You go through a bad experience and it shifts. So it's kind of good to see that, there are times that Allah gives us a challenge or a test that's really great, but really He just wants us to get closer to Him.
Yeah.
That's really it, right?
Yeah.
But as you said, it was not like you started praying 5 times a day, or you started wearing your hijab immediately. So what were those little decisions that you made? What went through your mind? And what got you started and staying on track?
Yeah, I think that's our topic for today, right? Making better decisions for ourselves every day. And I think that the important step is to really take it step by step. Making those small decisions that will help us become a bit more...
that's a call for. you know.
Should we take a break? Is it already over?
Will there be
It's
an
going to be
azan?
azan kan?
Tak ada,
Tak ada azan?
okay. Tak ada azan.
Azan. Alright.
The men are not here, so tak ada orang nak azan.
Oh, because kadang-kadang ada automatic azan, like from our phones, tak ada? Okay. So yeah, it was talking about the first phase of my hijrah, which is what I mentioned earlier. It was those things like, okay, I used to smoke cigarettes, and I'm very open about this, right? I used to smoke cigarettes for 15 over years, like full on, yeah. And it's those decisions that actually help you become better. Like, okay, the decision to stop smoking. The decision to, stop having these bad relationships, negative relationships, with friends. Because later on you realize who's good for you, who's not good for you. Yeah.
So you did a Marie Kondo thing.
Yeah, I love this Marie Kondo thing. I love it so much.
Doesn't spark joy. I gotta let go of this guy. Did you have to do that?
Yeah, I had to do the Marie Kondo thing, but I think that was in this phase and also the next phase after I started wearing the hijab. And in fact, Marie Kondo is all the time. We have to keep filtering all the time because we meet new people and we got to figure out, okay, is this going to be good for me, or so it's always like a constant filtering, filtering. So.
How does that work? I mean, you've got really close friends, and then suddenly you have. How do you do that? How do you decide? Okay, I mean, especially for me, I don't know about you guys, but we see each other every day, at the office every day, and you get caught in those conversations, girl, that you shouldn't really be there. How do I get out of this?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those situations are quite tough because we have no choice but to see each other every day, if it is, in work and all that. But I think we still have the choice to also, not to be, perhaps if you can change the conversation, do that. But if not, maybe you can move away from that group and just do your own thing. I always believe there's nothing wrong having lunch by yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't mean that you're lonely or, it's like, oh, you got no friends. No, it's just, I need to have my own time. I'm an adult. I have the right to eat by myself or I can eat with my friends. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like, I eat alone all the time because I love having that space. But it's those little decisions that will help you, in terms of your environment, in terms of, what you do to yourself and your mind, your soul, how you feed your soul. So little steps every day, like even for praying, I get a lot of people asking me, Nina, macam mana nak istiqomah dengan solat?
Yeah.
A lot of young girls out there are finding it difficult to pray 5 times a day, even.
Yeah.
Quite a lot.
It's not just young girls.
Okay, young girls.
I know, here in Petronas we've got meetings sometimes start just when Asar is about to enter, for example, and then you find that. Yeah.
By the time the meeting is finished,
Yeah.
dah habis dah time to asar. Oh dear.
Yeah, sometimes it gets like that,
So yeah, it's
So
regardless of the why,
Yeah.
the whys, why I think that staying istiqomah with praying, I think it takes step by step. Perhaps you're a sister who finds it easy to pray 5 times a day, but then because of work, it's hard to pray 5 times a day. Some of the sisters, they find it difficult just to even pray. Like their circumstances are okay, like they have the time, they're actually free during the times of prayer, but it's hard for them to take the wudu and just get into it to pray. So I always say for the sisters who find it hard to pray, not because of work, but just find it hard to pray, is to do it step by step, one by one. If you don't pray at all, start once a day first. Once you get that steady, then you go 2 times a day, and you add on 3, 4, 5, and then inshallah you can add on sunnahs, right? But for the sisters, for example, who have it difficult in terms of you have your work. I don't know what the rules are like here, but I'm sure there's a way where you can say, look, it's prayer time, let's just take 5 minutes off this meeting, if it's possible, to go and pray.
It is.
Inshallah. Kan, inshallah, it's possible because I think, I'm sure people here in the companies are understanding to
No, actually, we have quite a good culture here in terms of that. But sometimes, things get away with, you get carried away in conversations, and then.
Alamak, terlupa.
Kan,
alamak, lakon lah.
So I don't know, maybe like in meetings, right? You have the timekeeper, you have the secretary, so you kind of have to have one person who's going to be the solat keeper.
Yeah, that's a great idea, yeah.
The solat keeper, so when it's waktu solat, this person is empowered to say, hey, it's time to start, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that the person who is the solat keeper will get a lot of good deeds because, rewards, because you keep pointing towards everyone, let's go solat, kan? That's amazing. That's a really good suggestion. But if, I have this equation in my life right now. I don't know, I always like to talk about this equation. It's where you put Allah first. When we live our lives putting Allah number one, then everything will fall into place. Meaning, salah number one, everything Allah number one. So when it's time, then you go and do it. Not work number one, not family number one, not husband number one, not children number one, not parents number one, it's Allah number one. And then everything falls into place. It makes it easier.
I like that you say, take it one step at a time. Memang kita kena solat 5 waktu. But, if it's so difficult at the start with one. And then you begin to feel the sweetness of it. And then, you can add on from there. But I know a lot of my colleagues in Petronas, these ladies here, they're all perfectionists.
MashaAllah, sisters.
So kalau nak buat semua, kita buat semua perfectly,
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, but sometimes that it traps you as well, right? Okay, so I dah boleh suppose tak payah, because then you want that perfection, So yeah, it's really difficult. It's really difficult. I know, but going through my own hijrah, I find it so difficult. So yeah, one step at a time.
One step at a time.
Yeah.
And itulah, I think like with prayer as well, especially subuh, kan kadang-kadang, alamak, dah pukul 8, pukul 7, kan? It happens. But from what I've learned, what I've discovered is that immediately, just take your wudu and pray. Don't wait, just go for it, just pray.
do it,
Because
right?
inshallah Allah will accept it from you as if you didn't miss it. Because you actually just, literally you were tired and, you got up late. There was no other reason, kan? So inshallah.
So tadi kita cakap pasal kawan-kawan, maybe friends, it's kind of easier to move away from. But what about family? What was your experience with your family during the hijrah? What role did they play, and how did that influence you?
Yeah, so, a large portion of my youth was trying to get my parents to accept the fact that I was a rapper. And then that I had to be, I wanted to be a professional artist. And actually earn money from being an artist. So a lot of my time was trying to prove to them that I'm professional and I'm doing this properly, I'm not doing it for whatever. And then when I did my hijrah, which was after, my brother passed away, and then, we went for Hajj, and then I came back from Hajj, and that was really the next turning point of my hijrah. I had to, again, tell my parents that, I'm wearing my hijab and I'm doing this for real. Like, I'm doing it because of Allah. I don't want to, and because my dad was telling me, Nina, if you want to wear the hijab and you want to quit music, you better do it properly. Don't just simply do and then you don't do it, And I was like, yeah, and I think that with every parent, they want their children to always do it for the right reasons, kan?
Definitely.
So, alhamdulillah, my family was very supportive. I just had to make sure that I proved to them again that it's because of the right reasons. And, he was like, yeah, if you want to quit music, you worked this hard for us to say yes, but it's okay now. We say yes to it.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah.
So, who would be that person that was the greatest influence? Because we spoke about how important it is to choose the people we surround ourselves with, right? So who would that be if it's one person or two or many?
Well, I think during Hijrah, and I'm sure all of you can relate to me because we have different stages in Hijrah. We've got the first stage, plus we got the second, and then now, right now, all of us put tengah Hijrah because we're always trying to improve ourselves, right? So in the first stage of my Hijrah, when I was still, perhaps it was after my brother passed away, and during that time and after that, and I was still free-haired, I was still I was still performing. At that time, I was just going to be launching my solo album, not the Tikari Crew. And I had a few, one or two of my aunties, my aunts, yeah, from my father's side, who were really never gave up on me. Never gave up on me. And they were not judgmental at all. You know, I'd be wearing sexy clothes, whatever, and they're like, Nina, come here, I want to talk to you. Okay.
Yeah.
And they would come to me and say, Nina, whatever it is, just don't stop making dua. You know, whatever it is, just try and pray. Okay, it's okay, tak apa. Just try, okay? Just try. Every time they see me, mashallah, I pray Allah will reward them always for their kindness and their non-judgmental approach to doing da'wah to their niece who was a little bit out of the way lah at that time.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel that these ladies, okay, these my aunties, you know, I feel that their approach was so effective. Even though walaupun lambat sikit the effect on me, but I remember it until today. I remember it until today, and I feel that that is a lesson maybe for all of us. You know, when we want to do da'wah, we have to not be judgmental to people. We have to give them their space, and we have to, you know, give them with, you know, advice with I think with a bit of wisdom, and also just to see where they're at, and also with love. And I think it's because of them and also their du'as and my parents' du'as that, you know, alhamdulillah, I was able, you know, Allah guiding me back to Islam. So, you know, those women who they inspired me. Then during my hijrah as well, the people I surrounded myself with, of course, my family, my husband was a very key figure in this as well because, you know, alhamdulillah, I have a husband who actually really, you know, supports me no matter what decision I make. You know, because he's like, okay, and he was the one that asked me, saya minat pakai tudung. Kan? I was like, okay, saya pergi, I'm not ready yet. Tapi dia cakap, I'm doing this because as a husband, it's my duty, I have to ask you, and I've already asked you, so now it's up to you and Allah lah. At least, you know, ouch. Yeah, I've done my part, kan? I'm like, okay. Lepas tu, actually, yang ni sebelum Hajj, this is before I went for Hajj.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay, macam mana ni kan? So I was like, okay, never mind, let me just, it got me curious. Why do we have to wear hijab? Then I started asking my aunties, you know, the ones that always supported me. And then I had some best friends in the hijab, and then I was like, okay, getting to know about it more. But the decision really happened right after Hajj.
Right.
Yeah, you know.
But again, it's not sudden. And you had all these conversations beforehand. You spoke to people about it.
Yeah.
Trying to understand it. So it's never really just that.
Yeah, it's never really just like, okay, tomorrow I nak pakai terus. It was experimental, definitely. Bila pergi ngaji pakai, you know, maybe during Ramadan, a few times I'll wear it, you know. So it's experimental on and off. So that's why when we see sisters who are putting on the hijab, and then suddenly they take it off, and then they put it on, don't judge them, because they're struggling.
And
They're
they're
really
on
struggling.
the journey themselves.
They're on the journey themselves, and who knows? We don't know if they're praying 5 times a day. Maybe they are, you know. But we just have to make dua for them and not be judgmental. Because I know a lot of, perhaps there are celebrities or whatever who are doing that. You know, they're making these decisions, but everyone. The only difference is that people can see.
Yeah,
Because
and
they
we
are
judge them so
celebrities.
much.
Yeah, and we judge them so much, but we don't know. You know, we don't know. In fact, when I was still performing on stage, and I was, you know, and I was actually singing and dancing at the time, put the spotlight on me and everything, and you know, in my heart, I was like, why am I doing this? You know, while I'm performing, I'm actually thinking to myself, because I'm doing it like a robot. You know, why am I doing this? I actually
There's
feel
no
in my heart,
soul in it.
right? Yeah, no, there's no soul in it anymore. Like, this is not me. You know, so there are many people out there who are probably doing what they're doing, but they're still searching. They're still searching, they're struggling. They're looking for Allah. They're just trying. We just need to make dua, more dua for them, more support, less criticism. Yeah,
And
inshallah.
it makes me think about the community that we have here in Petronas, and subhanAllah, we just have so much opportunity to be that support for our
Inshallah.
sisters who are in that journey. And I kind of reflect on myself as to how much have I really done
Right.
to be that support. Probably not at all.
It's not an easy thing. I mean, it's just a reminder from me as well.
Because you kind of, do you go into their space, and how do you do that, and how do you do that not to offend them, how do you do that not to scare them away,
Yeah.
So let's tak buat apa, let's tak payah kata langsung lah, yeah, so.
It's not easy, especially with friends.
Yeah, but you're saying that was what helped you.
That was what helped me. But that was from my auntie, so I had no choice but to listen to them. Anyway.
But yeah, well,
They
we're
were
all
my-
aunties, right? I mean, maybe not all of us. I'm sure. And we have family.
We have family, yeah. They were my blood aunties, like my dad's sister. So of course I had to listen to them, like sit down.
I wonder how much your parents had to do with this, because it got me thinking, like, maybe I should pick an auntie to influence my daughter.
That's interesting as well.
Yeah, because as a mom, we don't naturally probably not the one yang they listen to, because hari-hari tengok muka ibu, hari-hari kena marah dengan ibu.
Okay, so the effect is not maybe as effective, maybe?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe. So yeah, if you're an auntie or you're a mom, maybe look for an auntie that can influence your kids.
Possibility, yeah. But when it comes to friends, I think sometimes it's like harder to just say it out straight, But at times, it depends on your friend. If they're the kind of person that can take it, then you can say it straight. So you know what, I think what you're doing right now, like this, perhaps you could suggest them another suggestion, or
Yeah.
don't say, oh, haram, halal, haram. No, just say like, hey, that never works, ever. It really, yeah. Except for later, once you start learning knowledge, and then you're into getting to know the fiqh and all that, then okay, getting to know the haram, the halal, and the wise is easier for us to accept.
Yeah.
But initially, the first stage, don't even go there. Usually, I'll just try to be a good example. I won't say it right in front of their faces, perhaps, but
That's right,
be like, okay, it's time to solat. When it comes to solat,
It's very difficult for them to say no, kan?
I mean, you want to come solat, solat. Tak nak solat, fine. At least I asked you,
Yeah.
but keep asking,
Don't give up, right?
Don't give up. Jom Ramadan ni, let's pakai hijab nak. Like, oh, it's puasa, so why don't we try like hijab for 1 month and then see how you feel, kan? I love this hijab challenge, I kind of put,
Is
I
there such a
posted
thing?
There can be such a thing. Like,
Hashtag hijab challenge.
yeah, this month, Ramadan, I challenge you to wear the hijab the whole month and see how you feel after. Why not? So these are like things we can do with our friends. Or this month, I challenge you, jom kita sembahyang 5 times a day. Come, let's try. So,
Do you set goals like that for you every day so that you make those small decisions? Do you set those daily goals?
I'm actually really, it's hard actually, yeah. I'm the kind of person, I like to buy diaries. I begin great, but then after a while it begins blank. It's always like that.
I think we all can relate.
It's always like, yeah. So daily things, I usually like to set my mornings and my daily decisions, especially from subuh.
Okay.
And if possible during tahajjud,
Okay.
I always ask Allah Ya Rab to, help me to reset my intention every day to do things sincerely for His sake. And then, because sometimes as we work, we forget, kadang-kadang, we always forget to put Allah first,
That's
in every decision that we make.
That's the
Yeah.
best time, really, that, because
It's the
you're on
beginning
your
of the day.
own, yeah.
You're on your
It's
own.
quiet.
Exactly, it's quiet, and it's your time with Allah. So ask Him to set your day right, to put Him first. And then as you make your daily decisions, inshallah, you will remember Him, and then you'll make decisions based on that as well, inshallah. I know it's not an easy thing, I too forget all the time, But that's why, it's dhikr of Allah is what gives us that contentment and that stability in our everyday lives, right? So it's always turning back to Allah and remembering Him. So yeah, good decision.
I mean, you have a really busy schedule, I'm sure. And you're not setempat, you're everywhere, right? So what are some things that you use to keep yourself on track? You use your tools, you use
The phone?
your phone,
Yeah.
or whatever gadgets these days, technology.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I use my phone a lot. Unfortunately, actually, that's one of the things I need to work on, spending less time on my phone. But I usually use a lot of my Islamic apps daily. For example, like Muslim Pro, I like to use that for getting to know when is the adhan and then my qiblat. And I make sure that it's not on silent for the adhan, regardless of where I am. So that it reminds me, hey, it's Salat time.
Yeah.
Because if you put it on silent, we'll forget. Like, we really just miss the time, seriously.
That can
We
be
need
used
that.
in meetings as well, kan?
Tak apa, let it run, tak
Purposely
apa.
what, supaya
Yeah, betul, kan? Time solat, macam pergi solat,
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I like to use certain applications for dhikr, for mornings and afternoons, and also certain applications where I get to learn, different du'as and of course Quran applications. So these are the things that I like to use on the daily on my phone. But yeah, the phone that we have can be used for negative things and positive things. So we need to try to use it more for positive things, inshallah. Which is a reminder for me too. It's like less time on Instagram, please. Yeah.
There was a time when I kind of deleted all my SOCMAT just to...
Wow, mashallah,
Yeah,
well done.
but,
That takes a
you
lot
know,
of courage.
It didn't go too far, but I started. Okay. Surely, in that craziness of your daily life, there's going to be some times when you fall off track. How do you make sure you get back up and get right back on track?
Falling off track, I think, is daily sometimes. But subhanAllah, the beauty of Islam is that Allah is there all the time. And all you just need to do is